It's your girl T here, back with the Tuesday Tea Time video on Wednesday. I hope you guys got my note that I posted up for you guys that I'd be posting today. My son wasn't feeling too hot yesterday, my little baby one, so we had a bit of a tricky schedule for me to post a video. Our affirmation of the day is, every day my life gets better. Every day my life gets better. We're tea timers, so every day our life is getting better and better. I had a subscriber question. The subscriber question was, how do our affirmations make our SP look at us differently if they've gone no contact and they've told us that, whatever, we're not a good person, or they don't want to speak to us, whatever. It doesn't matter what the SP is. Well, it does. We use it as information. But regardless of how dire what the SP is saying to us, we just use that as information. So I'll just break it down real quickly for you. The way that our brain works is we have a conscious brain, which is at the front, and we have a subconscious brain, which is at the back. Our conscious brain is only responsible for 10% of our thoughts and actions. Our subconscious brain is like it's like in your computer. Our subconscious brain would be the hard drive. It's responsible for 90% of the actions that we do without us even knowing that we do them. Our subconscious brain records information, and it creates habits, patterns, beliefs. It fuels our emotions. It triggers memories, blah, blah, blah. Our subconscious is responsible for the majority of what our brain does for us. Have you ever driven somewhere and when you get there, you're like, I don't even remember driving there? How do you think that happened? Your subconscious brain memorized. That's when people say autopilot. That's your subconscious brain. It's memorized how to get to work, and it takes you there without you even having to think about it. That's how powerful our brain is. So when we are feeding our conscious brain affirmations, a lot of the times, if we say it once or twice, our brain doesn't recognize us. We have to think of our subconscious brain as the bouncer at a club. The conscious brain is the front door. Or the conscious brain, is outside of the front door, and our subconscious brain is the gatekeeper to get in the back of the club where all the action's happening. In order for our thoughts and our beliefs to change, we have to imprint it in our subconscious brain, which is the bouncer. We have to get our thoughts and feelings past the bouncer so that they stick and we see changes in our 3D reality. So when we are consciously saying to ourselves all the time, my SP hates me, my SP doesn't want to talk to me, I'm not good enough for my SP, why doesn't my SP love me? Why doesn't my SP ever look at me the same way he looks at Rita next door, whatever the case? When you are feeding yourself that continuously, day in, day out, that is what your subconscious is imprinting in your mind as true, because your subconscious doesn't differentiate between true and false. It just notices when you focus on something predominantly, it takes that as fact. That's why a lot of us are still running on subconscious programs from when we were little kids, because our parents told us something over and over, like money doesn't grow on trees, and we heard it enough, or we said it enough, that it became fact in our mind. That's why we always say our beliefs and our thought system is totally malleable. We can change it, and repetition is what changes it. Our subconscious reads in pictures, so every time we affirm, a picture comes up, and our subconscious, the more we do it, the more our subconscious believes it true. Now, how does this relate to the SP? So if we are telling ourselves all the time that our SP doesn't want to talk to us, and we're hearing from our SP that they don't want to talk to us, there's a twofold to that situation. We are convincing ourselves that our SP doesn't want anything to do with us, and then when they're showing us that in the 3D by mirroring what we're saying, they don't want anything to do with us, they don't like us, they don't want to talk to us, it is creating an emotional response in us, and that is fast forwarding how much our subconscious believes that our SP wants nothing to do with us. And because our SP mirrors what our true beliefs and thoughts are of them, if we truly deep down believe our SP thinks we're an awful person and they want nothing to do with us, then that's what is going to show in their behavior. I'll give you an example of this. Yesterday in the bank, there was an obnoxious woman. I called her Karen. She just came in a foul mood, and she was mouthing off everyone that got ahead of her at the bank, and she was being quite the show. I usually don't engage with these people because I was trying my best not to not to engage with her. She was standing in line behind me, and she was looking at me, waiting for me to look over at her so that she could start bitching about the bank lineup. I kept thinking in my mind, this woman's so obnoxious. Calm down. The bank tellers have enough to do. They obviously are short-staffed. Give them a break. And I was having this whole conversation with her in my mind without even realizing it. Well, as we got to the front and I started speaking to my bank teller, telling her how much I appreciate her service and how much she has to deal with, and I appreciate that she keeps a smile on her face, this woman looks over at me and says, if you have a problem with me, you could take it up with me. I wasn't even talking to her. I wasn't even engaged in a conversation with her. But that's what you guys have to realize. What goes on up here, if we have no resistance to it, because I didn't care if this woman heard me bitching about her in my head or not. I had no resistance towards her overhearing my inner thoughts. She obviously felt the vibe, and she engaged in a full-on argument with me about her feeling that I was irritated by her. This is what I'm saying to you. When you are constantly emitting vibrations and thoughts saying, my SP doesn't want anything to do with me, and having full-on conversations in your mind where they're telling you that they don't like you, they don't care for you, seeing them with other people in your imagination, seeing that they are doing everything but thinking about you in their imagination, that is transmitting. So back to this question that the person asked, how do our affirmations change how our SP sees us? First and foremost, when you affirm to yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm loved, I'm chosen, I'm always first best, everybody wants to be with me, I'm the best thing on earth, my thoughts and beliefs always serve me, only my positive thoughts manifest. When you're changing your concept of self, that is going to change how other people view you, because A, you're sending out a different energy, B, you're falling in love with yourself, so that allows other people to fall in love with you, and C, your subconscious will start. It uses what's called the reticular activation system, the RAS. So when you truly are conditioning your head that you're chosen, beautiful, wanted, everybody treats you in a really nice manner, your reticular activation system will only show you those things in your 3D reality. It's like when you're affirming for the opposite, when you're saying, my SP wants nothing to do with me, they think I'm vile, they want me out of their planet, they don't want anything to do with me, your reticular activation system will show you all of the reasons why they hate you and why they want nothing to do with you. If you change your thoughts and beliefs by affirming or scripting or whatever way you choose to do it, everything else will change, because you will change how you view yourself, so other people will view you the way that you view yourself, the new you, the new personality, the new way of looking at yourself. Have you ever been around someone who's miserable and you start treating them miserably because you can feel how miserable they are? Just like I said, that lady in the bank, she wasn't even really talking to me directly, but she was giving off this energy of being a Karen, just being bossy, irritating, very self-involved, very ungrateful. I didn't even have to talk to her to feel that vibration. It's the same thing with you. If you're feeling low on yourself and you feel like you're not good enough for your SP and you don't deserve your SP, they can hear your thoughts. They can feel your vibration. Thoughts ping off of us and the frequency goes to other people. It's scientifically proven. I'm not pulling this out of my hat. So when you're emitting a frequency of not chosen, unloved, unwanted, that's what's going to mirror back to you from your SP, because they're going to say, okay, in your movie, you decided that I don't want you, I think you're gross, I don't want anything to do with you, and that's how they're going to show up. Think of it as, this is your movie, you're the director, and you tell the actors how to treat you. If you're telling your main character, your main squeeze in the movie, that you treat me like garbage, you treat me like I don't exist, you go for everybody else but me, that's how they're going to show up. But if you affirm to yourself and say, you're wanted, chosen, desired, you're magnetic, you're beautiful, you're amazing, your SP craves you, your SP can't do anything without thinking about you, that's how they're going to show up. So your affirmations in your brain, when you're affirming to yourself, create a momentum. So you affirm, your subconscious, the gatekeeper, starts putting those thoughts into your mind for you. It starts believing those thoughts. Your self-concept starts changing. And while your self-concept is changing, people start showing up to you differently. I have been through this whole process. This is how it works. I promise you, if you affirm and change the way you look at yourself, others will look at you differently and they will show up differently. If y'all have questions, I know it was a longer video, but I had to kind of go through the process. Please ask them below. And while you're asking the questions, y'all should be loving yourselves, but not I said that wrong. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tea Time Tuesday/Wednesday. Bye.